Making English easy for everyone.
Speak English with Jay and May.
Hey, English learners. Welcome back to Speak English with Jay and May, your cozy little place to build your English confidence. I'm May.
Hello, May, and hello, everyone. I'm Jay. May, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Jay. Actually, I was just thinking about something on my way here this morning.
Oh, yeah? What were you thinking about?
So, I was walking to the studio and I thought, this time tomorrow, I will be sitting in a warm cafe drinking coffee, and I just smiled to myself.
That's a nice thought. But wait, the way you said that, I will be sitting, that sounds a little different from the usual future tense.
Yes, you noticed it. And that, my friend, is exactly what we're talking about today, the future continuous tense.
Ooh, okay. I've seen this one before, but honestly, it always confused me a little.
Don't worry. By the end of today, it will feel completely natural. I promise.
I trust you, May. All right, let's go.
But before we dive in, Jay, do you want to say something to our listeners?
Yes, if this podcast is helping you learn English, please subscribe to our channel, turn on the notification bell, and share us with a friend who's learning English too. It really helps us keep making these episodes every day.
Every single day. We love showing up for you. Okay, Jay, let's talk about the future.
Let's do it. So May, first question, what exactly is the future continuous tense?
Okay, so you know how we talk about things that will happen in the future, right? Like, I will eat dinner.
Yeah, that's just normal future tense.
Right, but the future continuous tense is different. It's when something will be in progress at a specific time in the future. It's still happening. It's not finished yet.
You mean like the action is still going on at that future moment?
Exactly. Think of it like this. Imagine you're watching a movie. The scene is frozen at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. What are you doing in that frozen frame?
Oh, like I will be watching Netflix.
Yes, that's it. You will be watching Netflix. The action is happening at that exact frozen moment in the future,
Oh, wow. That's actually a really good way to think about it.
right? So instead of I will watch, we say I will be watching. The action is still running, still in progress.
Okay, so how do we actually build this sentence? Like, what's the formula?
Simple. It goes subject plus will be plus verb with ing. That's it.
So, she will be sleeping. They will be working. Like that?
Perfect. You got it on the first try. I'm impressed.
I surprised myself too. But May, when do we actually use this tense? Like in real life?
Great question. There are a few situations where this tense feels really natural. Let me walk you through them one by one.
Okay, I'm ready. Hit me.
First situation, when something will be in progress at a specific time, like this time next week, I will be flying to Japan.
Oh, so you're not just going to Japan, you'll literally be on the plane at that moment.
Exactly. The action is happening at that specific point in time. It's not finished. It's in progress.
That's so cool. Okay, what's the second situation?
Second one, when you're talking about something that's already planned and will definitely be happening, like, don't call me at 9 p.m. I will be having dinner with my family.
That's so real. Like, please don't disturb me. I will be busy.
Yes, it's a very polite way of saying, I'll be busy. It sounds more natural than just saying, I will eat dinner.
I never thought about that. The future continuous sounds more smooth.
Yes, it sounds more natural in conversation. Native speakers use it all the time without even thinking about it.
Okay, wait, here's something I want to ask. What's the real difference between I will call you and I will be calling you?
Oh, this is a great one. So, I will call you. That's just a simple decision. Maybe I decide right now to call you later.
Okay, yeah, simple future.
But I will be calling you. That sounds more like it's already part of my plan. It's already in motion, already scheduled in my mind.
You mean like it's more certain? More committed?
Kind of, yes. It also sounds more professional sometimes. Like, imagine your boss says, I will be checking your report tomorrow morning.
Ooh, that sounds way more serious than I will check your report.
Right? That future continuous gives it a little extra weight. You better have that report ready.
Noted. I will definitely be having my report ready.
Wait, here's the interesting part, Jay. The future continuous can also be used to ask about someone's plans in a very polite way.
Polite? How so?
So instead of saying, will you go to the store, which is direct, you can say, will you be going to the store later?
What's the difference? They sound almost the same to me.
The second one sounds softer, less like a demand. It's asking about what you're already planning, not pushing you to do something.
Oh, so it's more respectful. Like I'm not asking you to do anything, I'm just curious about your plans.
Exactly. It's a very gentle, considerate way to ask. You'll hear this a lot in workplaces, especially in polite British English.
That's such a small difference, but it really changes the feeling.
That's the magic of English, Jay. Small changes, big meaning.
Okay, May, I want to try something. Can I make a few sentences and you tell me if they're right?
I love it. Go ahead.
Okay. Tomorrow at 7 a.m., I will be running in the park.
Perfect. That's a great sentence. You're describing something in progress at a specific future time.
Yes. Okay, next one. They will be having a meeting at 3 p.m.
Excellent. Very natural. That's exactly how a native speaker would say it.
Okay, last one. She will be cook dinner when you arrive.
Almost. Just a small fix. It should be cooking, not cook. Remember, after will be, we always use the ing form.
Oh, right. She will be cooking dinner when you arrive. Got it.
You're doing amazing, Jay, honestly.
Thank you. But May, can we use the future continuous in negative sentences too?
Absolutely. For negative, you just add not. So instead of will be, it becomes will not be, or the short form won't be.
Like, I won't be sleeping at midnight because I'll be studying.
Yes, perfect use, and very relatable for students, by the way.
Too relatable. Okay, and questions? How do we make questions with future continuous?
For questions, you flip it. Instead of you will be working, you say, will you be working tomorrow?
Oh, that's simple. Just move will to the front.
Exactly. Will she be joining us for lunch? Will they be traveling next week? It's very natural.
You know, this is where things get interesting. I feel like I've been hearing this tense everywhere and I just never noticed it.
That's the best moment in language learning, when suddenly you start hearing things you never noticed before.
It's like the tense was hiding in plain sight.
Exactly. It was always there. You just didn't have the key to see it.
Okay, May, I want to ask, are there any common mistakes learners make with this tense?
Oh, yes, a few big ones. The first one, people forget the be. They say, I will working, instead of I will be working.
Oh, I can see how that happens. You're thinking future, you add will, and you forget be.
Right. Will alone is not enough for this tense. You need will be together.
Okay, what's the second mistake?
Using the wrong verb form. Some people say, I will be work, instead of I will be working. Remember, after will be, it's always the ing verb.
Always ing. Got it. Is there a third one?
Yes, using future continuous when simple future is better. Like if someone asks, "Will you help me?" You don't need to say, "Will you be helping me?" That sounds a little strange in that context.
You mean like it's too formal for a simple request?
Exactly. Simple questions use simple future. Future continuous is for actions in progress, plans already in motion, or polite inquiries.
Okay, so it's about choosing the right tool for the right moment.
That's a perfect way to put it, Jay. Every tense is a tool. You just need to know when to use it.
I love that. Okay, May, can we do a little scenario, like imagine a situation?
Yes, I was actually going to suggest that. Okay, listeners, imagine this. It's Friday evening. You and your friend are making plans for the weekend.
Ooh, fun. Okay, I'll be the friend.
All right. So I say, "Hey, what are you doing Saturday morning?"
I will be sleeping in. Don't call me before 10.
Very relatable. And then you ask me, "What about you, May?"
What about you, May? Will you be doing anything fun?
Actually, yes. I will be visiting my cousin in the afternoon, and in the morning, I will be helping my mom with some cooking.
Oh, nice. Will she be making anything special?
She will be making her famous mango sticky rice. You should come over.
Wait, did we just have a whole natural conversation using future continuous without even thinking about grammar?
That's the point. When you practice it in real context, it stops being a grammar rule and starts being just how you talk.
That's honestly amazing. I didn't even feel like I was studying.
That's because you weren't just studying, you were using the language. There's a big difference.
Okay, let me try to summarize what we learned today. Is that okay?
Please, I'd love to hear it.
Okay, so future continuous uses will be plus the ing verb form. We use it when something is in progress at a specific future time, when something is already planned, and when we want to ask politely about someone's plans.
That is a fantastic summary, Jay. I couldn't have said it better myself.
And common mistakes, forget be, wrong verb form, or using it when simple future is better.
You nailed it. You really did.
I feel like I just leveled up.
You did. And so did every listener who stuck with us through this whole episode.
You know, mate, I think the future continuous is actually one of the coolest tenses once you understand it.
I agree. It adds so much color to the language. It paints a picture of what will be happening, not just what will happen.
Yeah, it's like I will eat is just a dot on a timeline, but I will be eating is a whole scene.
Oh, I love that, Jay. A dot versus a scene. That's brilliant.
Thank you. I'll take that.
Okay, before we close, a quick reminder for our listeners. If you enjoy learning with us, please like this episode, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's learning English. We show up every single day for you, and your support means everything.
And turn on the notification bell so you never miss an episode. We are here every day, and we don't want you to miss a single one.
All right, Jay, last question for our listeners before we go.
Oh, I love this part.
Listeners, here's your challenge for today. Leave us a comment and tell us, "This time tomorrow, I will be blank." Fill in the blank with your own life. What will you be doing at this exact time tomorrow?
Yes, we want to read your answers. It can be anything. Sleeping, working, cooking, traveling, studying, anything.
Practice makes progress, and we are so proud of every step you take. Thank you for spending this time with us today.
See you tomorrow, everyone. Keep going. You are doing great.
Take care, English learners. We'll be here waiting for you. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.